We spoke about goal setting last week, and as a continuation, today I'm going to talk about why it is important to have a vision and a purpose and set goals with intention and then take action, which focuses to make sure that you realize those intentions. That's what I'm going to focus on today. I spoke more about the person last time. So I believe the goal setting comes under three big umbrellas. That is the purpose, the plan, and the process. The person is something I'm very passionate about because I myself personally, I didn't do it the right way first. Secondly, I see the same thing when I coach people or train people as well. So that's the second piece why I think it is important. Most of us set goals for different reasons, provided it's not influenced by the wrong reasons. That's because somebody else wants it or because somebody else is doing it, then I think it's a great point to start. Today, we will focus a bit more on the planning. Planning is always beginning with the end in mind. That is so important. So for me, the purpose has always been about helping women and about well-being and having training centers in South Asia or having a holistic health center. So it's about always been centered about well-being, one, and women too. So it is as simple as, and of course, healthcare professionals, the third part. So women on its own first, and then of course, the greater good, the families, the carers, the whole society. And then the third one is the healthcare professionals, and particularly working for the NHS. I know the pitfalls and difficulties in it now. It's connecting between who you are and what you want. That is the alignment piece is really important. Always create the vision or the intention and be clear what you want to have, but also build your dreams and goals around you and not the other way around. The dreams and goals shouldn't dictate what you want. In fact, what you want should dictate what the dreams and goals you have and intentions. That's the first piece. Second piece is, for me, it's about acceptance. So coming to terms with who you are and what you want and what you need. And everyone's needs and wants are very different. As I said before, it is about who you are, your values are, right? But also be able to unapologetically own it, because it's really important. Because if you don't own it, don't expect anybody else to own it. It's really important. Then the third A is acts. For me, it is been a battle for many times in the past. So letting go of who you were, it doesn't really matter. Might be for me, it was I wasn't good in English, or I was a migrant, so I can't achieve, or I was a divorcee, or I was a single parent, and all these things come to play. But let go of who you were to be able to move forward to who you want to be. It is so important, because you will never be able to fulfill your aspirations if you still keep just getting stuck on who you were. So in order to avoid those obstacles or creating your own obstacles, it's really important to ask them and just let go of them. So let go of self-doubt, any limiting beliefs you have, and criticizing yourself. It's also important. And then, of course, you have to acknowledge. It's really important. Many times we want to achieve these goals who are marathons. Like for me, it is the training centers or the holistic health centers. But it is not where I can start. Yes, it's important to have that clarity, to have that end in mind, but you also have to accept there's a huge gap between where I am today and where I want to get, and how I want to fill that gap or build a bridge with bricks and mortars. What kind of bricks and mortars you need is so important. So recognize that gap between wherever you are at this moment, that's okay, but where you aspire to be, and acknowledge there is a gap. And indeed, the most important piece for me is defining your circle of influence. So most of the time, yes, we know where we want to go. Perhaps we already know where we want to be, or you can get a mentor or coach to know where you want to be. And where you are, there is a gap. You have identified it. But it's important also to know what you can actually change and you cannot change. And that's what the circle of influence is all about, because what are the factors you can change, you have influence on, and what are the factors, for example, the tax cuts are coming, or the financial crisis is coming, the government is changing something. Those are factors you cannot change. Whereas what you can do tomorrow, any skill set you can gain, any mentors you can get, or you can do personally, do one live every week or one post every week. These are easy goals. Know your circle of influence and make sure that you focus on things what you can control and separate out what is not in your control. And it's as important. So erase out whatever is outside your zone of control is also important. Focus, but in what you can control. Now, it is important also prioritize when you're planning. Prioritize, put the first things first. It's really important. Yes, it's a huge bridge. You need so many bricks and mortars. You need resources. But what are you going to prioritize? What is your first step? As they say, you don't have to know the whole staircase to start doing. You have to just know what is your first step is. Like that, what is the most important thing for you to do? What is your first priority? Go from there and it'll be easy. Of course, the last A is action. If you don't take action, nothing else will matter, how much ever you're good at something. This includes to me, for people who I know, I train or mentor, and a lot of friends and family I know as well. So understanding you take actions, it remains a dream, and many times it has been staying as a dream. And many times I talked about, whether it's my book, my talk show, or my coaching, or my mentoring, or my business, it's always understand I took intentional action. And that intentional word is really, really important, because without the intention, it will be just motion. You keep doing with like a headless chicken. You're busy being busy fool, because you're doing a lot of things, but you're not doing with intention or purpose. So take one intentional action every single day that gets you closer to your goal. And I think it is as important, because when you start making that intentional action, it reinforces you that, yes, you're doing something, and that will build your confidence in doing more. So it's really, really important. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is, when you're planning, it is so important to think about win-win-win. I cannot insist this as much as I have to insist, because a lot of times I see people focusing on their win, their goal, their intention, their dream. But instead of that, when you think about win-win-win, I think, and collaborate, collectively do things, you flourish, people around you flourish, and the society or the world on its own will flourish as well. Who do you have to consider? People you serve in any business or any service, particularly in healthcare, who you are serving, think about them, what will make them win. Then again, people who serve alongside you. It could be nurses, it could be midwives, it could be doctors, dentists, osteopaths, chiropractors, people who are in your team, even managers. So people who you serve alongside you is really important. And then, of course, you is so important. A lot of times, particularly healthcare professionals, we are very service oriented, and we normally put ourselves on the bottom of the pile and don't serve ourselves. And it is as important to serve us as anybody else. And I think the win-win-win, if you think about the three people you are going to serve, it is a good recipe to start with. People who you serve, people who you serve alongside, and the person who is serving, that is you. So three people, if you consider, that will really work well. And also understand what other people need when you think about win-win-win, not about what you think other people want, rather than what really other people want. And when you're working with your nurses, your colleagues, midwives, and consultants, managers, patients, just think, what do they need, and understand that and synergize, and then make sure you do that. I would start as seek, that is self-awareness. So it's also important. So for example, just think today in different factors, maybe it's relationship, your business, even spirituality, your career, your family, your friends. Where are you? How you are contributing to others, or what other people are contributing, and how do they see you as? Who are you really? So that's the one is important. And then, of course, observing your reality. how are they serving you and how you are serving them. Again, going back to that win-win-win. So where are you and how you feel in that environment? Who are you surrounded by? And how happy you are in that environment, or how satisfied you are in that environment. And then, of course, go to those intentions. It's all about intentions, because if we are talking about goal setting, when we come to the process itself, I'll talk to you more about dreams, what you intentionally set up. And it's really, really important. But also, think about, why are you causing that intention? What do you want to really achieve? Because the clarity is also important, right? How you will feel, how will other people feel? What are the tangible benefits? Are you going to have a happy team? Are you going to have a more productive team? Are people going to have less sickness, including yourself? And are they going to perform much better? And is this going to be an organization where everybody wants to be working? The people who refer you to others, colleagues and peers, because you are a happy team and happy organization and happy leader and happy healthcare professional. Is this an organization or a service other people will recommend? They become your ambassadors without even you doing any marketing. So that's something for you to think about. One of the main important things is identify what your resources, what you're good at. It's not only a business, it's about you as well. So for me, it is about the goal. So what are the gifts you have? So for me, I'm good in connecting with people one-on-one and connecting with intention and purpose for serving. So that is for me, and I'm good at progress. So I always want to progress. I want to learn, grow, and implement things, and I'm open to learning. I'm always asking suggestions, and I take it on board and see how I can improve. And that is perhaps one of my strengths as well. About freedom, I like to think freely, and I don't like to be trying to grow in a cage. It doesn't really work for me, because I have to think, I have to have that blank canvas many times to start over. It doesn't mean that I've not made any mistakes. However, it has helped me to learn from those mistakes and then grow from that place and start over sometimes. And that's okay. It's really, really important for you to know as well. Opportunities is like who you know. Who can help you in that right direction, who can provide you those resources that you need. Might be it is mentoring or coaching. So what are the opportunities you also have? And what are the limiting beliefs? I already spoke about acts. What are the limiting beliefs you have? And what are the things you need to know? Personally, when it comes to non-profits, I don't know the structure of non-profits much, which is Meet Menaka, the talk show. Is non-profits nothing to do? It's not a business. So what kind of structures you can have? How can you raise funds? All that kind of thing you have to learn. That is my limitation. And plus my limiting beliefs. Am I good enough? Can I do this? Am I too small? Am I too new to this, new kid in the block? All those things. And then, of course, I love this word dinosaurs. They're not existent right now. What will that be which will erase you from this planet forever? Could it be your business? It could be a profession. So certain things, if you don't do, those things are going to erase you from existence. So what are the must-dos? And particularly if you are talking about goal settings, what will definitely not make you get there? What are the threats you have? So that is also important. Then, of course, pause, take time to translate all these information, what you have now, and understand and embrace those findings. Whatever you find, take time out. As they say, work on the business than work in the business, like that for personally as well, for goals. Just take your time and think how I can. 7 habits of Stephen Covey will sharpen the soul. So, but you need to take that time for you to do that as well. So it's really, really important. Take responsibility and be proactive and plan. And I think it is as important as anything else, what you would ever do. Hopefully, this has been helpful in the area of goal setting. And I will be going into the process later in the coming week. Hopefully, it is in the right time for you to help you set your goals with intention, take time to plan properly, and then act with intention as well. Take some action. Please reach out to me through Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram, or just drop me an email, meet@menaka.co, if you want to know more. I am Dr. Menaka Potlinga, a resilience leadership mentor and trainer who train and mentor healthcare professionals, practices, and organizations. Please do reach out if you think I can help you in any way. Till I see you next time, stay safe, be happy, and keep smiling.